Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. Both of these teams about to reach the halfway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Let's go, baby. Check.
And the former Heisman winner, this is Mark Ingram. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down, second and right at a yard. A look there at Ingram's numbers from a week ago. 20 carries, 71 yards, and a touchdown.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Carlos Dunlap, the Florida Gator, chopping his way to the quarterback.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
On third down, Jackson. And he's going to go down again. Josh Bynes. He's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up fourth down.
It always helps. A visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Now here's Ross. Look at the dance of the juke. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And out will come the offense as they take over. Good starting field position for them here as they come up first and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. A first carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally brought down at the 31-yard line. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Partner, is that what you call a quick hitter? That was actually a bolt of lightning, wasn't it? Right out of the gate.
And, of course, on the heels of him winning AFC Offensive Player of the Week 1 week ago. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Tyus Bowser. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. On the run, it's Mixon. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Here now the offense for the Bengals.
And the play of this offensive line is going to be so important in this game because we saw the sack a minute or so ago. They've got to be able to give their guy time to throw. That means communication and being physical is vital. Otherwise, this could be a long game.
He wants it all for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just
trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Rolling to his right. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They had enough yards for the first down, but a clutch hit right there defensively. Jars it free. No first down.
And his kick is good. Not by much. It was leaking oil in the end, but he tucks it in the bottom right corner. And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the throw.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Either not the time, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. And he'll need to find a way to shrug off the opening drive, if you can even call it a drive. One play and an interception, so he's got to forget that.
I know that in today's football, we have a good number of coaches who don't look at time of possession the way that the old school guys did. But there's still a place for it. I think that on this drive, after having thrown that interception, they're going to want to eat up a little bit more clock and run some offense and give their defense a little bit of a break.
To throw again on second down. Jackson has got his man. It's Andrews. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away. Ross on the return. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Keep playing hard, fellas. Go now. 50, plant. Let's get it. Ready?
On play action, they'll throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them stirring up here at a 3rd and 8. Mixon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
They'll look to throw here. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Marching in for the sack, Matthew Judon.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
And the dreaded face mask penalty, that's going to cost him 15 yards.
And it's such a dangerous play. Body going one way, and then your head gets yanked back the other. 15 yards is the right call.
Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A gain of 32 that time.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. The big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain.
That's where you belong.
Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. On the carry, it's McAllister. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Let's go.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half, as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Here's Jackson. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah,
What's going on?
It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is it something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
Face mask. Defense.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they march up another 15 against your squad.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Andrews. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Mark Ingram there. And now it's 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, the 31, as they line up 2nd and 10. Jackson to throw again. A short throw caught by Andrews. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Jackson. He dumps it down to Ingram. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
Here we go.
Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. First red zone chance now for the Ravens. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Got him in. It's Brown. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Marquise Brown, as the first half is winding down, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be taken in at the 1. Oh, a heck of a move. Man. And shutting him off, now open field. And he takes it the distance. No time. Flags, and it's a kickoff return to end the first half. Now the extra point. It's good to make it 17-7. So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and CD in a minute. First, it's time to take a look at what we've got coming your way this weekend in the NFL. In the early window on Sunday, one of the best happens up in Pittsburgh. A big one for the Steelers, as they'll have to do battle with the Denver Broncos.
Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL.
The late afternoon games hold some intrigue as well. A good one being up at MetLife Stadium, where it'll be the Jets taking on the Buffalo Bills.
And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They'll run here with Mixon. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
30 base.
Out of the gun now on third down. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here at half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. He's going deep for Brown. And got his man complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown. 77 yards, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
So here are the Bengals set to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Mixon gets the nod to start the drive. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Once again, they run with Mixon. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. They'll set up a throw. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
Let's go, fellas.
And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, dude.
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Again, it's Mixon. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. He'll let this go in zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield. It gets intercepted.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points, said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range, and guess what? They've got a shot.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. From the gun, it's a run for Ingram. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Now Jackson, over the middle, complete. That's Andrews. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Jackson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. He goes underneath to Ingram. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
That's what I'm talking about. Run it. 36.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. He gets 7 out of it, and he also gets a first. Jackson and the offense come up 1st and 10, and he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. Here's a first down throw that's complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Back to throw. This is caught. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown, his 3rd touchdown of the game and 4th on the year. And the Ravens have taken the lead.
Wow, I know it's a never say never situation, But to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late. But now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go!
The Bengals drive about to get going. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the defense helping him out a little bit here late in the fourth.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. And when you're the one doing the chasing, you'll take a little help from the other guys, won't you?
After the penalty, it's Mixon. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. First down now, but that clock rolling. A draw play for Mixon. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Face mask. Defense.
Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
He'll look to throw. That's caught by his tight end, Uzomah. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. That's good for a gain of 6, second and goal. He's back to throw. He's got Green. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, third and goal. Here's Mixon. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on fourth and goal. They run for it with Mixon. And they will stop him short of the marker. Well, there is a flag here, but if this is on the offense, and I think it is, they'll obviously decline it. Of course, they have the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on first and 10. On the counter, Ingram. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. So now they have to contend with second and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Ingram again. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and they've got it back to third and 10.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up third and 9.
Big play coming up. Here's third and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.